Well, hi, friends. It's time for a new moon reading. We've got a new moon tomorrow in Libra. And as we move into Libra, since the fall equinox, we move out of the self and into relationship. And I always like to think about how the new moon, or the dark night, moonless night, that is what we have right now, is because the moon and the sun are together. And yet the moon holds the same rabbit face towards us. So there's this tension between us and the relationship between the sun and the moon and our relationship with the sun. Just all kinds of things to think about to complicate our relationships. So I'm going to pull some cards here. This is going to be a new reading, and we'll just see what happens. And we're going to begin with an overall energy from the Guardian of the Night. Let's see. The King of Pentacles. Very earthy, very much about abundance, security. It's a beautiful, dedicated, focused energy. And I see that relationship that I'm talking about here, where we see this bull looking out at us, and then here's a little magpie talking to the bull. And so we can see that there are already three of us here. There's the moon, transformation, and this moth, this beautiful, beautiful, layered, complicated image. You can see the pentacle on his forehead. This artist really is fantastic. Okay, so that is our overall relationship energy, and that has to do with Earth, but also with our real 3D world, our bodies in general. So let's see what's going on underneath this. Here, more Earth energy. We have, I knew the Empress would come. We have the Ten of Pentacles. This is a completion of a cycle in the Pentacles. Again, security, abundance, the 3D world could be our work. So this could be family, community, work. You also see the Empress here representing the feminine and the earth, further nurturing abundance, self-sovereignty as well, as opposed to like the Queen of Pentacles, who shares that King of Pentacles energy, but is also very much, I call her the security queen. And the last card that we see, there is a card here about winning in a way that we may regret, harm to ourselves and to others. This can be in your mind. The swords represent your mind. And this beautiful little young deer just got 3 points on his antlers. Is here in the ruins of whatever happened here. So, trees cut down. Our thoughts going to those trees that are missing. And then life continuing on in the shadow of these buildings that represent like an apartment complex, a city, ghetto. Those kinds of places. They're pretty stark and grim here in the image compared to this beautiful young deer. So there's always that possibility of moving from harm and regret into self-forgiveness and learning from that and moving forward from it. So lots of really powerful things to think about in our relationships here. Let's ask some specific questions from the True Love Tarot. The first question we're going to ask is, who are we looking at here? Who are you in relationship with? What is this? And we'll ask, what's the relationship? We'll ask what you bring to it, what you need to learn, and what's hidden. I think that's it. And we'll clarify. See what is going on in this collective in the realm of relationships. There's still a lot of planets in the earlier zodiac signs, which are much more about self. There's a lot going on over there too, but like Venus is coming into Libra soon, but she's still in Virgo, and Mars is hanging out in Gemini until March. So we'll see these other planets show up, and then this strengthens our inclination to relationship. I don't know if I explained that, but the idea of looking at relationships as we get into Libra has to do with the zodiac signs. The first 6 are about self, and then the next 6 involve the other. So we're asking about that here today and in the readings this month, I think. We'll see how this goes. All right. So first of all, who is this relationship with? A Queen of Cups. This is an emotionally mature person who is open about their feelings. Queen of Cups. She usually has like a very beautiful heart represented by the cup. We also see other tools here. She stood up from her throne. We can see the water behind her. She's traditionally on a throne at the ocean's edge. Sometimes Cupid is involved. Yeah, she has like a really cool wand with her. And wands speak of the body, of the willpower, passion that goes with the heart. And unlike the king, the queen is a talker. So she's good at talking about her feelings. So this could be a person in your life. It could be people. And it could be a community, your family, things like that. So that's what you want to think about as you listen to this reading. So your relationship with this who is the Prince of Discs. This is a slow-going, well-planned, well-thought-out relationship. It moves slowly. But it's very responsible and respectful. There's a nobility to the Prince of Discs that is attributed to his steadiness, that he's like the A student, and I've heard a reader once say he's the one your mom wants you to marry, or she is. Just that kind of responsible, kind, and gentle person. And I see him riding this bull, which we have coming in here. So we see a relationship of the steadfast and secure and abundant King of Pentacles, and then this could be a son of his, but there's a definitely being carried by this person. So that could be another thing, is that part of what makes it possible for this prince to be so responsible and take his time has to do with being supported by the king, his father, in this little monarchy that the tarot uses to really talk about age and maturity. Okay, so the next card we're going to ask is what you bring to this relationship. You bring an ending, the world. It's, wow. Yeah, I'm seeing her eyes, like the kind of wide eyes. She's saying something about the ending. So you're talking about an ending. It doesn't have to be an ending to your relationship. I also see on the table, we can see the Prince of Discs is bringing this, and then I feel like that's this, and it's the world, it's the earth here. So this could be a relationship where you address this kind of feeling that we have in the collective of how much is changing on our planet, and it can feel apocalyptic. It can feel like that kind of ending, which makes me think about this relationship. And then the Empress very often represents the planet, and yeah, So that's here. So there's a mess. The world is an ending and a beginning, a new beginning. So what has happened here? There's an offering by the Queen of Cups, by this person of the cup, the heart. There's a relationship in which one being bears the other. This one carries, this relationship brings forward this pentacle that represents earth, and then the world is saying something to us about that, about the ending and the beginning. What's hidden from us? Oh no, this is not what's hidden from us. This next card is what you need to learn. 5 of Wands. Medusa. Here. This deck is really, really cool and provokes a lot for me. But this Medusa, when she looks at you, if you look at her, you will turn to stone. But then we see tangled in her hair, what the card's really about are these wands. It's chaos, it's competition, it's everybody has a different idea. So you can see the snakes kind of juggling this conflict, perhaps each holding a wand or an idea, the way that a community can. Yeah, and there's 5 snakes, one for each wand. So there's this singular being, Medusa, and then she's got 5 snakes in her hair, and they're competing for whose idea will prevail. And I think of the 5 of Wands as a very fun place, but perhaps you need to learn how to be comfortable in that. We will clarify. Certainly I need to be comfortable in that too, because I'll be in there with my wand and my idea. So how do we shift? In the next card, the 6 is about victory. It is about one idea prevailing over the others and everybody recognizing that that's the best idea. So this is what you need to learn in this relationship, and we will clarify. What is hidden from you that the tarot wants you to know? I knew the Princess of Swords was going to show up. She's been in my mind. So we have the Princess of Swords. Gemini energy, a young, chatty, curious, open-minded energy here. And because Medusa's got all this going on in her head with these snakes, it's making me think about that, the need for insight, the truth represented by the sword that is carried by the Princess of Swords. But this is a young energy. She can be quite a chatterbox. Social media. She's holding like some kind of a certificate. Makes me think of a diploma. She's got bugs around her. It's like mosquito season where I am. Although they're finally starting to fade out there. It's like impossible to go in the woods lately. Underlying, there are 3 cards. Underlying, on the bottom of this deck, there is emotional, wish fulfillment, contentment. 9 of Cups. There is the wand, the new beginning. This reminds me of that we have that 5 of Wands, and there's a conflict over which idea will prevail. It also makes me think of the Phoenix and of Scorpio, of transformation, of the new beginning, of rising from the ashes like the Phoenix will. And lots of fantasies, illusions, projections, choices. This is a 7 of water or cups. You can see the disturbed waters of the mind and heart. Feels always in my mind when I think about the 7 of Cups, because it's so much about fantasies and illusions and projections. But that's a way that our mind, one of the many ways that the tarot teaches us about how our mind disturbs our waters. I still need to clarify all this. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here in these relationships that we're talking about here under this Libra new moon. So let's clarify. I will what you need to learn, what's hidden. There's some kind of truth that's hidden. Let's see. So, who are you in relationship with? We have this Queen of Cups, this emotionally mature, open-hearted, she speaks from her heart, queen, person, being. Doesn't have to be a she, it can be somebody that has these kind of feminine, watery qualities, potentially, but not necessarily. Let's see what else we can learn. I'm going to use my very first little tarot deck here, the Wild Unknown. There's our Five of Swords. There's the self-harm. It's this, if you may have forgotten. So we have the earthworm cut in two. Here I see this sword that is hidden, right? So this is the person or people in your life, and this may be what you don't see, is what it is in their minds that is divisive. Indecision, an eclipse, more of the mind, and victory. There it is, the Six of Wands. So remember, I told you that the card that follows this is victory. Here it is. So this person brings you to victory. They appear to have underneath they're good at talking about their feelings, but they've also got a lot going on underneath the surface that you aren't aware of. That's what I feel like is hidden from you, is their mind. They're open with their heart, but their mind is hidden. You're inclined to feel sympathetic to them and to honor what they bring. Their Six of Wands suggests that they are recognized as the one with the prevailing idea. And you're inclined to honor that, as everybody is towards the victorious one in the Six of Wands. But you actually don't really know what's going on in their heads. Yeah, and I see that she has, or we notice that she has this wand right here. So that goes with our idea that her will dominates this relationship, potentially, or she's dominant of will. And somehow the way that she comes from her heart and the way that I find that to be very vulnerable seeming and sympathetic, even though it's hiding some regret, the Five of Swords, and some indecision in the mind here. But she's very compelling and charismatic because she's emotionally vulnerable. Or they. All right, your relationship is one that's slow and steady and maybe a little boring, but let's see. Maybe a little one of dependence. That's kind of coming in because we can see that you're deferring, or she's someone that people will tend to defer to because of her vulnerability. And that she has the prevailing wand in the Six of Wands, victory, and she's recognized. So let's see. This relationship. The Prince riding the bull. So it's a Four of Wands. It's a soulmate connection. It's actually a place of authenticity, of celebration. It's fun. It's like a really fun relationship when it's a Four of Wands relationship. It's not at all boring. It's really comfortable and compatible, this relationship. It's a vision that manifested and came in. This is the Three of Wands. And it's full of passion and desire. Wow, okay. I definitely see that Son of Wands So the Prince of Discs is so slow, and the Son of Wands here and remember, you have the Ace of Wands as an underlying energy here. So we can see the Son of Wands has this passion. It's a sexiness. There's all this fire and passion between you in this relationship. It also is very secure and slow and steady, and it has been built over a long time. So we can see the willpower that she holds the wand, and we see that here in your relationship, and it's really great soulmate connection, or it's like if it's more than one person, if it makes you think of a community or family. This is a really positive relationship where you get to be yourself. They're themselves here. Is actually what people wanted. That's a manifested vision that was waited for, and it took a long time to come. And now that it's here, it's very exciting. There's nothing negative here, except that what we've seen is this 5 of Swords and this 2 of Swords. This person or people, you don't know this is going on beneath their seeming vulnerability, their heads tripping them out a little bit, or a lot, really. It's kind of apocalyptic in their head. All right, so you bring to this relationship some kind of ending and beginning. So let's see. Why would that be? What's that about? My chair squeaks. Let's see. There is the decisiveness of the Father of Wands. More of that creative energy, that willpower. There is a broken heart, a betrayal. This is being tied up, mind and heart out of sync. Very obsessive place. And a burden gets put down. Now there's an ending here. It doesn't mean that your relationship ends. It actually seems like there's something about another person, a Father of Wands person, who broke their heart. Or if it's more of a collective family, there's a masculine alpha energy who hurt them. It could be like a bad leader, and they're burdened by this pain and they obsess about it, and it seems to me that you're bringing them out of that here. That's what you bring to this relationship, and that happens. This appears to be an authentic connection where people get to be themselves. It's been built over a long time. You waited for this, and that now that it's here, it's very exciting, and that chemistry can help somebody move on from some kind of a heartbreak. And it makes me think, if I'm thinking in a larger collective sense, which we ought to, because I'm reading all of your cards, you can't all be having a relationship narrative, right? So I could think of President Trump in some way, like he broke people's hearts, this kind of obligation to him. Like that could be something that what we see is a restoration of true connection in your relationship. So like it could be something like that, where you kind of come together and it heals this darkness and this violence of being in relationship to a previous leader. It doesn't have to be Trump. And then now we are having this kind of truly secure, potentially boring, the King of Pentacles. He's so dependable, kind of like the Prince of Discs. Like, we kind of grow up and moving from like all the Knight of the Son of Wands. Like this is what we want when we're young, and we're not looking to get married and settle down. It's a sexy, exciting player energy. It's very different than the King of Pentacles, who's stable and dependable, has a great little house or job, that kind of thing. And if you think about, like, I don't know why I'm thinking about presidents, but like Biden is kind of like a king of pentacles. Like, you can really count on this guy. He really seems to care about, I don't know, it's all image, right? But a leader that's steadier and less exciting, maybe, less betraying and scary and dangerous and dark. Like, you're bringing them out of this dark tangle of confusion. There's the light coming, and that's very much like you're helping something end, like a day ends and you bring in a new day. There's a number of cards in the tarot that talk about coming to the end of a heartbreak. They're still very trapped in this Three of Swords pain. There might be cycling around and around and around through that. Or you might be. It could be that what you bring is that you're willing to put down this heartbreak that you had in order to participate in what is a really fun, exciting, authentic connection that you've put time into building with this Queen of Cups or this community. Okay. What's this? This is what you need to learn, the Five of Wands. What you need to learn. Magician, you have all the tools that you need. You don't just have a wand, you also have the truth, the sword, the pentacle, the means, the cup, the emotional intelligence. You have all the things that you need to make the world. I just think that is it's like one of my first absolute favorite cards. When I first got this deck, I drew it all the time. So this is what you need to learn. If you're in a conflict with a bunch of other snakes who are happily competing with their good ideas, poor Medusa, I always feel like it's like her mind is like, but wands are not your mind. It's competition with others. She just brings that to this. So this could be happening in your head. Should I do this or this or this? I have 5 great ideas, 5 great things I want to do. It's more than an idea, it's a desire. So looking at the truth, the practical, and the emotional along with this will might be helpful here. So because you're learning here. So then there we can see the one idea. Here, this is a 7 of Wands. It's often described as being about resistance. Here, the one light comes from that one idea. This is the card that follows victory, which is what your person or people have. So it makes them recognizably the winner. This is about integrity, because at this point, these others who were competing with you in the 5 of Wands they're kind of, and then you got victory. And now at this place, you have to have integrity, because there's still these other ideas. There might be that other people say, well, you should do this, or you should do this, or you should do this. And so knowing that you have all the tools, the emotional, intellectual, physical, practical ability to make your decision and to have integrity is a part of what you're learning here. And finally, the Chariot, to act from integrity. Beautiful card of Cancer. What other cards do we have here? We have a Leo with the Father of Wands. We have like a Pisces, I want to say, with the Queen of Cups. Could be any water sign. Son of Wands. It's kind of a Sagittarian energy. Prince of Discs. That's an earth sign. I think Capricorn. But may not have anything to do with you. I just put those out there. King of Pentacles is Taurus, Empress. Could be Empress. I think of Taurus and maybe. Okay, So now we're looking at, sorry, what's hidden from you? Is there some kind of truth? And I feel like this is when you're not seeing their mind, the other person or people. They have this 5 of Swords and this 2 of Swords, so you're not able to see. You need to understand that they're vulnerable and open about their emotions. So you're aware of that. There's the 6 of Cups. There's a soulmate connection again, inner child work. Could be that there's sorrow in their past, in their childhood, that gets in their head. And the Daughter of Cups, a little lightness, more young energy. Daughter of Cups, Princess of Swords. So there could be like an age difference here. And I see that in part because we've got the Prince of Discs sitting on the Father of Pentacles here. So it's also the discs or pentacles or earth. So like that, it seems like an age difference. Sometimes when I do these larger collective readings, we see generational differences come in. Who's the younger one? You or the Queen of Cups? You would know that. So the younger one here needs to see this truth, or has this truth. And the truth is that this is what's hidden from you. So it's about the other in this relationship that this reading is about. So the other has this 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, Daughter of Cups underneath the Princess of Swords. So we know that you need to know the truth about what their mind's doing. Their mind is full of regret about harm that they did to others in order to win. They're in some kind of a dilemma. They get stuck here. There's an eclipse when they're in this dilemma. They feel like this earthworm cut in two, or perhaps they have a leadership charisma, which we see with the 6 of Wands, like they're recognized. They may have a divisiveness as a leader. And that this comes from, what you need to know is that this comes from old grief from when they were young. They don't tend to speak from this old grief. It keeps them, there's some inner child stuff here. The Daughter of Cups and the 6 of Cups both speak of an inner child, and is a beautiful inner child. There's rainbow roots here. We can see the little Daughter of Cups she's lovely and light and charming, flirty. But there's this too, this deep sorrow, deep grief from when they were young. They don't talk about it. It actually has structured their mind in a way. So what we're actually dealing with here that's hidden from us, or maybe that we need to reflect on in our own selves through our own inner child work, is how there are ancient, collective, historical traumas. Some could be just in your personal inner child journey, but some could be like in our larger history. This needs to be known, or it's hidden and it's not being addressed here. I feel like there's a connection between what you bring, which is, you bring somebody, either yourself or these others, out of the darkness, the 10 of Wands and the 3 of Swords, brought by this previous relationship. Father of Wands. So it could be parental, it could be historical, some kind of dominant energy. And the Father of Wands is not always a negative, but because it's this pain that comes with it and this burden. So you're learning to use all your tools, not just your willpower, but to hold on to your willpower with the 7 of Wands integrity and move forward powerfully like the Chariot from that. So that's what you're learning. So you should feel motivated to address this historical trauma. My dog is barking. Ganymede! I don't want to whistle at you. Sorry about the barking dog. Usually if I whistle at him, he just comes right in. He's a good dog. There he is. All right. Okay, so what's going on underneath this? There is a lot of good stuff. Okay, come here, buddy. Come here. Let's leave it. Come here. No. Ooh, you're so tough. Oh my God, I hate that dog too. That's awful. Okay, we're done. The dog is gone. Thank you for telling me. Good boy. Good quiet. Okay, underneath this. So we saw underneath the other deck, the Nine of Cups. This is emotional contentment, passion of the Ace of Wands, but also that there are illusions and fantasies and projections. Those would be coming from this unaddressed self-harm that they have, that somebody is being pulled up out of darkness and unburdened, and that there's this hidden pain from past lives, from childhood, from collective historical trauma. I understand everything that's going on here. You're bringing in the world, and this speaks to us of the beginning. The end of the world and the beginning is the Fool. So this sort of taking this leap of faith, this little chick starting on a new journey. Here is some more of that King of Wands alpha structural power here. This is a leadership. There's something here in the collective relationship to leadership. I mean, I use that probably problematic analogy with Trump and Biden. So the Emperor here is a leader, a structural power. It's like a new beginning. And then there's strength. This is a quality that comes after the Chariot, which was part of what you're learning to do, is come forward like in your animal, passionate, fast, like wands, fire. You come to the next card is strength. And the strength card is very powerful. It's the card that beats the devil. It's a card that calls you to your heart, represented in this image by the rose. So we have a gentle beast under the sun, which represents, this is a card of Leo, just like the Father of Wands is a card of Leo. So I feel like this leader is being transformed in a process from being dominant, like the Emperor and the Father of Wands, to being a leader still, visibly, recognizably a leader, but one who has done this work and is carrying this heart, bringing the heart and their best, highest self forward. That could be you as a result of this relationship and this work that comes out of this relationship, which is a really beautiful, passionate relationship. You really care about this. This person or people are magnificent. They're emotionally vulnerable. They're clearly leaders. Their ideas are good. You're inspired by them. They have this brain that we now know. You don't see, but you can see. You guys are pulling each other. One or the other of you is pulling the other out of heartache and darkness and some kind of burden from past relationships. And you're calling one another to examine collective historical trauma or like your childhood issues. And the reason why you want to do this, you inspire one another to do this, is because this is such a beautiful, wanted relationship. Your job is to know that you're the magician and to move like the Chariot with the integrity to hold true to your idea that is represented here by the Seven of Wands. So this is what you bring, whether to a collective under a leader, this transformed strength leader, or if you're this leader, you bring this quality of integrity and of using all the tools that you have, your heart, your plan, your mind with your will. So that is what is going on here in this. And the one thing that we haven't spent time talking about or thinking about is this is really earthy. I think the Empress brings this in as well. This is very practical, earthy energy. I was just noticing that they have a lot in common, these cherry blossoms, but also this kind of transformation. When are we not in a process of transformation? This is a transformative relationship on some level in your life. So that was really interesting. I hope you found it to be useful. Have a beautiful new moon in Libra.